World Championship for professional drone racing teams. Welcome to the DCL and our split one for 2024. It's race day 3 and we return to Reuter in Austria, a place we know very well. It's where we began in 2016. The 8 best drone racing teams join us here for the action, and today we've got 3 matchups for you. Xblades, our world champions, are here with an unchanged lineup of Minjae Kim, Star23467, Sali 1 and Killian Rousseau, and they are going against Cyclone, who have kept the same racing lineup since race day 1. J-Box, the Ice Cheetah, Neon, and the pilot who used to race for Xblades. Now against them, it's Yayu. The runners-up in the World Championship last year, Quad Force 1, are struggling in 2024. Amari, Propsicle, Leviathan and Hyper are coming to take on the team who used to be the World Champions, Raiden Racing. The Japanese team have Yuki, Vincent Mayan, IQ0 and Valprim. Then our third matchup today features 2 teams who are no stranger to mixing up their rosters when they think it's needed. Ion, Gabri, Zepita and Shady, 2 brand new pilots. Welcome to the China Dragons. Their opponents are Mach 1, our all-female drone racing team born out of the DCL Women's Cup. It's Trilly, Natahova, Zoe and Hologram. After 2 days of racing, Spain drone team and Xblades so far undefeated, and STT have never been top of a leaderboard. This is a great start for them. Everyone else having a rocky start. They need points. Here's how you get them. 2 pilots from each team will race each other, then the other 2 pilots from each team, and then the big heat. Legendary in drone racing, all 8 pilots at the same time. And every one of those 3 races is worth 4 points for the winner, then 3, then 2, and then just 1 for 4th place even in the big heat. And the team with the most points from their 3 races will get 3 points on that leaderboard, 1 if they have to, but there are some teams who really need to start scoring. Today's track has returned to Reuter in Austria in the beautiful castle ruins here. We're going to corkscrew the castle wall right about there for ducking under this hurdle, the far side of this, and then to a right-hand ascending ladder. Duck around these 2 pylons, through the fox ear, climb and up and over the tower, duck under the hurdle, then a split S, then into a slalom very quickly afterwards, drop under here, and here comes the balloon. It's a blind dive down the other side as you can't see the gate. Turn under here or onto a second lap already. Xblades and Cyclone will take it on first. Their pairs of pilots are going to be Star23467 and Sali 1 against Yayu and J-Box. Xblades in the light blue, Cyclone Racing in purple. Sali and Star and Yayu all starting to take turns at the front. We'll see J-Box getting a little bit closer to that, you would hope as well. Half a second between everybody as they go on the first loop over the tower. Now swinging into the slalom, this is going to be a very fast race, you can already tell. Sali 1 just seeing Yayu still ahead of him onto the start of lap number 2. Very close to the castle walls, Yayu into the archway with no fear at all. Around to the ladder, and Sali 1 is staying with him, but Star23467 and J-Box have lost 3 or 4 seconds on both of them. So Sali 1 in the chasing position here to the balloon. Yes, you don't see that exit gate until you're over the top. These pilots are looking like they are ready to go today, don't they? Yayu in for the corkscrew. Sali 1 trying to keep with him, but the gap is starting to get longer now. Yayu 2 seconds ahead of him. Sali 1 was getting a little bit left behind. Must have tried something a little risky and it's backfired for him. He's very close and very wild through the slalom, doing everything he can to try and catch up with Yayu. If he loses much more time, he might be worried about hanging on to 2nd place. Yayu out of the ladder, no issues at all. Oh, he's threading his way around Reuter so quickly. Sali 1 is up and over the tower, a little bit slower on the exit, but again aggressively out of the slalom. Yayu must have missed the balloon entry as he's lost some time, but he's still first. Sali 1 in 2nd.
Yes, at least that.
Star's pleased with his 3rd place, as that means the teams basically cancel each other out, 5 points all. Yayu nearly gave it away at the end. It was such a good start by everybody. And then in the middle of lap number 2, going through this slalom, Sali 1 just attacks it right there. That's great flying. Here's Yayu. He doesn't actually corkscrew the wall, he keeps it level. That's an interesting approach. A lot of speed for him. Maybe other pilots will try that too. He's got the first win. There's Sali coming in 2nd. It was so close for 3rd and 4th. Now, Killian and Minjae will take on Neon and the Ice Cheetah. So 1st and 4th against the team coming 2nd and 3rd. Yep, that's 5 points all. Nobody really gains anything there. Let's see what happens in the second matchup between them. Minjay out in front. Killian jostling for second and third with Neon, the Ice Cheetah, in the mix as well. There's Killian taking the slalom with no problems and following Minjay up and over the top. He's 0.2 of a second behind Minjay. He's about the same ahead of the leading pilot for Cyclone at the moment, which is Neon. Oh, Minjay in the archway. That's cost him the lead. Killian's got it for now, but he's come off badly from the ladder and Neon's passed him. Oh, it's all gone a bit wrong for Xblades in just a matter of 2 turns. Neon's out in front. Killian is half a second behind him. Minjay a whole second behind second place. Oh, this is an invert of the first race. It looks like if it carries on like this, it'll be first and fourth against second and third. They'll both get 5 points again. It's just the teams in the opposite positions. Not over yet, though, and Killian pursues Neon over the tower. Now, how well can they deal with the slalom quickly afterwards? Great, both of them. 2-3 pilots going up. Minjay's bounced off the balloon. He was getting so close for second, but that has sent him to the back. Oh, this is Cyclone's opportunity to get a lead over Xblades. They just need Neon to stay in first and the Ice Cheetah to stay in third, and Minjay's got something to say about that battle, and Killian is getting closer to the one at the front. Neon ducks under, Neon heads to the balloon. Killian tries to pass him on the dive. No, Killian hasn't made the exit, and Neon's got it.
Sorry, really nice try.
GG, GG.
That was so close.
GG's.
Close.
GG's. Let's freaking go, bro. Yeah, boys.
Oh, so much excitement and so much drama in that second race. Neon stays out in front and gets very important 4 points for Cyclone. Oh, we had a few pilots making a few bumps there that we're not used to seeing them do, like Minjay in that tunnel. Killian wasn't a big fan of this ladder either, and that's when Neon got ahead of him on the second lap, and he was pursuing him still on the third. When they went for the balloon, though, Killian didn't get through it, and Neon left him behind on the dive for the finish. So it's the DCL Big Heat, all 8 pilots in the air, 10 points available, and Cyclone go into this with a slight lead. That means so much to them. Xblades the reigning world champions, Cyclone the best of the new teams last year. Well, they're not going to let Xblades get a win over them without a fight. Minjay is at the back though. Oh, Minjay, such an incredible pilot from South Korea for Xblades. He's just not got into these races. He's far, far behind. Out in front, the chase is on. Sully 1 and Yayu, as it was in race number 1 today. We're on to the second lap. We go around the wall. Nobody's corkscrewing it. That route by Yayu being copied by a few pilots. Yayu away to the tower. Sully 1 half a second behind him. Neon in third. If it goes like this, Cyclone will get a big win over Xblades, which is so important to any of our teams. Now Yayu leads the way. Sully 1 in the chase, in the wall! No, Sully 1 is still in the archway. He's gone from second to third, down to 7th place. His race is dead and done. Oh no, Sully 1 wrecked it in the archway, where it cost Minjay earlier on too. Now it's Cyclone in a dominating 1-2 position. Killian and Star have got to do something about this with 1 lap to go, and the way Yayu is flying, I don't think they'll stop him. Neon in a battle with Killian for second, but Yayu has Daylight and Reuter to himself. Here's Neon going around into the slalom now. Killian just behind him. The balloon that cost him earlier. It hasn't stopped Yayu. It hasn't stopped Neon. It's a 1-2 for Cyclone.
Oh,
Hey, boys.
guys.
GG, you guys. GG's, bro. GG's. Freaking Xblades. Let's go.
Yayu was such a great pilot for Xblades Racing last year and so important to them winning their World Championship title. Now he's moved to Cyclone, and look what he can do in purple. 2 wins out of 3 for Yayu today alone. And Neon had his back as well. Little bit tight coming out of the balloon that time. Better on the final lap. It's a big win for Cyclone Racing against the world champions. 18 points to 12 after they drew the first heat. Then it was all going the way of Cyclone. So let's see what happens with our next matchup of the day. It's going to be the Americans of Quad Force 1 against the Japanese team of Raiden Racing. Starting off with Leviathan and Hyper against Yuki and Vincent. Now these teams will want to get a whole handful of points out of this matchup. Quad Force 1 need to get up the leaderboard. Raiden will be excited that Xblades, their main rivals, have taken a loss, and this will give them a huge opportunity to move up in the standings for Split 1. Now Leviathan has just dropped a little bit behind in 4th place, otherwise it's very tight between the other 3 pilots. Let's see what the balloon can do. There comes Hyper. Yuki zips across Vincent Mayans and has been replaced in 2nd by his teammates, and Mayan is on the charge. Hyper out in front, then it's Mayan, then Yuki, and then Leviathan struggling to hang on. Up and over the tower, a little bit different routes from everybody here. I'm liking this. Yuki out of the slalom, a little bit wider on the exit. Mayan, his teammate, in front of him. Where's Hyper? Behind Yuki now, and then swinging around across him to start lap number 3. Oh, they are so close together. Out in front, Mayan, not worrying about them. Into the ladder, no issues here. Hyper's moved up into 2nd, ducks under and hits the building. Oh no, and Hyper was charging and so close to Yuki and possibly about to get away from him. But no, Hyper down in 3rd. And the 2 Raiden's pilots over 3 seconds in front of him. Oh, they've given this away on lap number 3, I think. Now into the ladder with both of them. Mayan has hit the middle of the ladder and gone through nevertheless and somehow managed to retain the lead. Oh, he got a very lucky bounce there. Hit the rung in the ladder, but it was the right direction to then continue through it. Yuki has actually got past him and beaten him to the finish. Yuki gets the win over his teammate Vincent Mayan, and they both beat out Quad Force 1 quite comfortably after a few big problems for the team in blue. Sem was on a good chase with Hyper on lap 2. They were both in front of him on lap 3 though, and after this ladder, Hyper goes straight into the brick building after this turn. That left the team in yellow to get away. I think that bounced off the ladder and ruined Mayan's rhythm a little bit because Yuki got there in front of him. That's a 7 points to 3 start to this for Raiden. Propsicle, the team captain, and Amari from Quad Force 1 have got to do something about that lead. Valprim and IQ0 are on the receiving end of their wrath. Valprim in the lead, IQ0 in 2nd. Amari right with them, Propsicle 2. Coming out of the ladder in through the slaloms, heading up towards the tower now. It's all very close around there. 2 different routes from Raiden, but both of them coming out of the DCL gate from the Split S together. I love one of them went so far left, one of them went so far right. It's up to the pilots where they think they can find the speed. Great flying, still up the front, but Propsicle moving around there as Amari on one of his very earliest races in the DCL. He only joined the team this year. He's out of the picture. Let's see if Raiden splits up again. Propsicle's hit the hurdle! Oh, Raiden are away now. We're just about to go past the halfway point and start lap number 3, and it's going to need a big mishap for Valprim and IQ0 for the blue team to ever see them again. Oh, this one is in the books for Raiden. Their teammates will be telling them, okay, don't mess this up. You've got it. And yet IQ0 has had a crash and lost 3 or 4 seconds. Oh no, IQ0, get it together. He does. This looks a lot smoother, and Propsicle is still far, far behind. 1 more lap to go. Valprim has just flown this so beautifully. He's so new in the DCL. Joined the team of Raiden in the draft that we had before Split 1 began. We always have a DCL draft for new pilots to come and get seen and get some attention from the team managers and show their teams what they can do. Look what Valprim can do. Another win for the young pilots. IQ0's got the 2nd place. Propsicle limps home. What can you say about Valprim? He is such a brilliant talent, and what a find for Raiden Racing. Here he is, so smooth, just behind IQ0, got in front of him and was in the lead throughout once they'd untangled themselves. Just flying beautiful, smooth yellow lines everywhere, no twitching, no hesitation, so well done. And with that, the team of Quad Force 1 have got a lot to do in the big heat when they all line up against all of Raiden. There's an 8-point gap between the teams now. There are 10 points on offer. Quad Force 1 need to fill those top 4 places with blue drones. And Quad Force 1 were the runners-up in the World Championship last year. They lost it on the last race of the Super Finals, the very last moment. Now, this season seems to be getting off to a very difficult start for them. Valprim, so quick. Hyper with him, though. 0.3 of a second between them. Yuki, about the same, just behind Hyper, maybe slipping a little further. And then Propsicle's in 4th, but the rest of the team, it's striped, as you can see. Yellow and blue all the way down. And there's too many blue drones out of the top 4 for this to work out for Quad Force 1. Propsicle's got past IQ0. Hyper not yet got past Valprim. In fact, that gap has extended a little bit more as well. But this is great flying from Hyper. That was a really nice turn there. And yet, the gap is still getting bigger. Valprim and up and over the tower. He's just got this dialed in. Look how good this is. Valprim to the balloon. Hyper can't do anything about it. The gap's a second now, and Hyper, I don't think, has put a prop wrong. Propsicle in third, one of the best scoring pilots in the whole DCL. Pilot of the year last year. Still in fourth place. Then it's Yuki, and then I don't know what's happened to Vincent Mayan, one of the best pilots in Raiden, but he is out of the picture completely. Hyper throwing it around the slalom and into the second pole, and that has cost him some time, and IQ0 is looming. Valprim's got the win at the front. IQ0!
Oh, I got him!
He got him!
I was right behind him. I lost him too, it's okay.
Oh, Quad Force 1 looks so despondent. 3 race days down, and this season is a struggle for them. Valprim and Raiden have made huge gains here today. Hyper nearly had something to say about it. He was definitely flying as well as I've seen him do, perhaps, but Valprim was just so smooth and getting it done. Congratulations, Raiden Racing. It wasn't a clean performance by everybody, but out in front, the points just kept coming. 21-9. They got a 1-2 in every race. Now we've got a match up between the teams in 6th and 8th on our leaderboard, just 1 point apart. It's China Dragons with Ion and Shady against Mach 1, starting with Zoe and Trilly. A few new faces on both of these teams since the end of 2023. We know Ion well for China Dragons, but Shady, Zoe and Trilly, welcome to the action. Ion leads them into the ladder. Shady comes out of that a little bit wide on his first route through. And Ion is getting some clear air already. Here's Shady following him now into the slalom. Quite quick for the pilots from China Dragons. Zoe and Trilly already slipping a little bit behind. That's difficult, that dive out of the balloon. Shady gets caught, I think, on the exit of it. And Ion is getting caught in the walls. Oh, this is a tricky track, isn't it? Everybody's had some mishaps in it. Here's Shady. His teammate comfortably in front of him. Zoe trying to gain on him for this second place. He'll now drop through the split S into the slalom. Meanwhile, Ion in the lead is out and away from the balloon onto his third lap. Crossing the courtyard, ducking under the pylons there. Cleanly out of the archway this time, and he's going for the ladder. Shady is starting his third lap over the top of the walls. Oh, a little bit flatter. Not that smooth approach all the way over the top. Not a corkscrew over it. Just a slightly sort of hesitant turn over the top of the walls, which is why he's lost quite a lot of time. Ion is descending onto the final lap now with the courtyard all to himself. Wow, 12 seconds over his teammate and anybody else in this race. Ion has just got this one in the bag. Here's Shady around those 2 pylons and across the courtyard. And he's hit the arch as well. Now, we make a lot of different tracks in DCL, the game, this being the newest one around Reuter. And we've always used that archway. And today, it is causing a real problem for so many of our pilots. Ion is done. Shady is coming up on the climb now, and Mach 1 are going to be a long way behind in their first race of this matchup.
GG.
Yep. Good job.
There's the win for Ion and the China Dragons. Shady putting in a decent performance in his first race for the DCL. Everybody splitting up quite early in lap 1, it has to be said. Ion catches the wall on the left-hand side. Shady caught it on the right-hand side, just sort of overshot the turn. Here it comes up now. Ion finishes. 7 points to 3. Can Gabri and Zepita do the same with Hologram and Natahova? Well, Gabri was on Alpha Prop Racing last year and is picked up by China Dragons in the off-season. Zepita is on their debut. Welcome to them. Natahova and Hologram for Mach 1 we saw in previous races, so they know the team in DCL well. Gabri Prince put in a really good showing last time we saw China Dragons. He's starting in the lead here. Zepita are a second behind him. Good approach over the balloon, just a little bit of an adjustment for the way down, but didn't cost him very much at all. And he stays with Gabri Peter as they're crossing the courtyard. Hologram, Natahova already some distance behind, some early mistakes from them. Oh, Mach 1 are going to be struggling today, I fear. Zepita into the slalom. Not bad at all, not quite as smooth or aggressive as we saw earlier. And that dive, yeah, a bit more correction needed. Oh, just kept it off the ground. It's hard, that blind dive out of the balloon. Oh, Gabri has hit the top of the walls and a pylon and gone back to fix it, but he's got time to do so. Zepita now a lot closer than he was. Just had to make a correction there too. It seems like the China Dragon pilots are flying well, but haven't got this track perhaps learnt as well as they could have done. Here's the dive for Gabri's good and much better for Zapita, who's now within 6/10 of him. Back out across the courtyard. Gabri making it just about this time. Zapita's lost a bit more time though. Oh, we've had some mishaps throughout this race. This is good from Zapita on his debut. Gabri Prince clearing it up at the front. And he brings it home nicely, and Zapita will get second place, and it's another 1-2 for the China Dragons. It's a dominant showing for them over Mach 1 so far. Look, Zapita is not hanging around at all. That is good, quick flying. This young new pilot for the China Dragons shows real promise. Gabri was taking a lot of speed in. Somehow got through all of that. The archway didn't claim him like it has done other pilots. And his finish was good. So the DCL Big Heat comes. 8 points the difference between the two teams. Mach 1 will have to do some incredible flying if they're going to get past China Dragons based on the two races we've seen so far. Gabri Prince getting himself into the front, only just getting through that archway again. Ion swinging around, slightly different route to the ladder and is in second place behind him. Zapita 6/10 behind both of them. Shady in fourth, then it's all of Mach 1. But there are mistakes in people's routes and lines. It's not too clean really for anybody except perhaps Ion. Gabri's just ahead of him at the moment by about 1/4 of a second onto the second lap. Gabri's out of the wall. Ion's into the archway. Oh, he got hit on the first of the archways, not even the second one. That is a strange place to crash. That sends him down into 4th place. Gabri. Bit tidier than maybe his first run through here. Zapita close to him. And Shady and Ion rounding out all of the China Dragons pilots in all the top 4. Zapita into the archway. Wow, he hit that hard. He bounced through it, came out the other side, had to get his bearings. Lost the place to Shady. Our hologram is leading the way for Mach 1. Behind them, Natahova, Trilly and Zoe. Oh, it's not coming together for their pilots at this track. Fierce concentration on Zoe's face, and hologram ready as well. We've seen her race in so many races for the DCL. She's quite often the fastest pilot for Mach 1, leading the charge for them as she is doing here. There's clear air between her and the rest of the Mach 1 team at the moment, but unfortunately China Dragons are some way ahead as well. Ion chases Gabri up to the top and down the other side. Gabri wraps that one up. Ion gets the second. It's a really good showing by their new pilots. And it's a big domination for China Dragons. Gabri is settling into their new team. Ion chasing Gabri around into the split test. This is good competitive flying from both of them. Zapita across the courtyard, claimed by the wall. It's been standing there for centuries. It's not letting DCL knock it down either. Congratulations, China Dragons. A win that they really needed in their season to start them moving up the leaderboard, and they beat Mach 1 in some style. It's maximum points for the team in orange. Mach 1 need to get something happening. The only race we didn't see this week, SDT demolished the wildcard team, 23 points to 7, almost a perfect set of scores for them. What does that do to the standings? Well, they're the only team unbeaten so far in 2024. They're still on the top. Raiden knock Xblades down to 3rd, and China Dragons go from 6th to 4th. Can they get another win when they race Xblades next week? Could Quad Force 1 get anywhere up the leaderboard against the team who are currently on the top? We'll find out on race day 4. I'm Matt Andrews. Thanks for watching the DCL. We'll see you in the skies.